Hi everybody, it's Carmel here from Navan Library. I'm going to share a short action rhyme with you today as part of our Spring into Storytime sessions for the month of April, and they're all going to be happening online. So today we're going to be doing, it's a finger play, and it's something that you'll be able to join in with at home. It's very easy to do, so just follow the actions and join in as best you can, and I hope you have fun. So our story is about two friends called Mr. Wiggle, here he is, say hi, and Mr. Waggle. Hello. So Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle were two friends that lived in identical houses on the opposite side of some very steep hills. There are hills. Now, when Mr. Wiggle wanted to go into his house, this is what he did. He opened the door, he went inside, and he shut the door behind him. And Mr. Waggle, when he wanted to go into his house, guess what? He did the exact same thing. He opened the door, he went inside, and he shut the door behind him. Now, one day, Mr. Wiggle decided that he would like to go and visit his friend, Mr. Waggle. So, he opened the door, he went outside, and he shut the door behind him. And then he went up the hill and down the hill, 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 and up the hill again, until he got to Mr. Wiggle's house. And he knocked on the door. He said, "Mr. Wiggle, are you there?" But there was no answer. So he knocked again a little bit louder. He said, "Mr. Wiggle, are you there?" But there was still no answer. So he had to go all the way back home again. So he went up the hill and down the hill, up the hill and down the hill, up the hill and down the hill, up the hill and down the hill and up the hill, until he got back to his own house, where he opened the door, he went inside, and he shut the door behind him. Now, the next day, Mr. Waggle decided that he would like to see his friend Mr. Wiggle. So he opened the door, he went outside, and he shut the door behind him. And then he went up the hill and down the hill, 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 up the hill, until he got to Mr. Wiggle's house. And he knocked on the door. But there was no answer. So he knocked again, and he said, "Mr. Wiggle, are you there?" But there was still no answer. So he tried a little bit louder. "Mr. Wiggle, are you there?" But there was still no answer. So he had to go up the hill and down the hill, up the hill and down the hill, up the hill and down the hill, and up the hill and down the hill, and up the hill, till he got back to his own house, where he opened the door, he went inside, and he shut the door behind him. Now, the next day, Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle both decided to go and visit their friend at the very same time. So here's what happened. They opened the door, they came outside, and then they shut the door behind them. And then they went up the hill and down the hill, 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 and up again, until they met in the middle. And they were so delighted to see each other. They were jumping around, and they gave each other big hugs and told each other all their news. And then they played a game. They rolled down the hill, and then they ran back up again. They rolled down the hill, and then they ran back up again. And they were having so much fun doing this that they rolled down the hill, and then they ran back up again. And they rolled down the hill one more time, and then they ran back up again. And then they were tired, and it was time to go home. So they gave each other big hugs, and then they said goodbye. And they went up the hill and down the hill, 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 and up the hill, until they got back to their own houses, where they opened the door, they went inside, and they shut the door behind them. And that was the end of their day. But you know what they did the next time that they decided to go and see each other? They decided to telephone each other first. And that was the end of the rhyme. Hope you enjoyed it and that you'll have fun practicing it over again and again. See you next time.